want to try to figure out that sideline out of bounds play with 5 seconds. Did D'Angelo just not forget the shot clock situation? What
Yeah,
were you
but
looking for?
that's on me. I should have brought it up in the timeout, honestly. So that's on me. But the play was designed to get an alley oop. It's one of our short clock plays where, we're trying to get an alley oop to Brandon at the rim, and if the big helps out on that, now when D'Angelo throws it in and comes off, then we want him looking to shoot that mid range jumper. Is the design of the play. Now they defended it well and fought over the screen, but I should have reminded the guys in the timeout that there's only 5 on the clock right now.
How did you feel generally about the game coming off of that Phoenix win, in which you said you liked what you saw and you wanted to build that continuity?
I thought the guys played well tonight. Honestly, the first half, I told the message at halftime was that we should be winning this game. In my opinion, we were outplaying Philly, but our transition defense was awful. And we showed 4 or 5 clips where they literally just got a rebound and threw it ahead for a layup. And because of that, it was a tied ball game instead of having a 6-8 point lead. So we played hard. There's some moments in the game that I was really pleased with, and there was some that, looked like we were kind of going through the motions or not playing with that same purpose we had in the Phoenix game. So there was a little bit of carryover, not as much as, obviously the coaching staff would like to see, but we gave ourselves a chance to win, and to me, those minutes are so valuable for those young guys, whether we win that game or lose that game. The fact that it's a group of them in there having to get stops, having to knock down shots, having to play against that type of pressure defense is really good for the experience of that group going forward.
Luke, with the game that Jordan had tonight and just his overall production recently, how have you seen him coming along and kind of figuring out that whole dynamic of scoring, passing, being a playmaker?
Well, tonight he put it all together, obviously. He was really good. And the few times that he had open guys that he tried to force a shot, he instantly looked over at the bench, acknowledged that, that was his mistake. So that's even great to see him aware of the fact of what we're talking about when it comes to scoring and playmaking. So it's why I told him before the game that we're going to start David and not him, because I really wanted to keep him on the ball, playing a lot of those minutes as the primary ball handler, which wouldn't be the case in the starting group. So he was in agreement with it, and I thought he did a great job tonight of scoring when appropriate and playmaking when appropriate.
We've been talking a lot about starting Ivica Zubac. I know you wanted to see him going up against starting centers. How did you think he fared?
Good. He played all right. He had his moments, and he had his moments of being 19 and getting pushed around a little bit. But I thought his effort was there. I thought his fight was there. He made some nice plays for us. Started the game with some big blocks. That's one of the things we really like about him, is his ability to change shots at the rim. But I think that's good for him to feel that, and then to have to get on a plane and get 5 hours of sleep tonight, and then have to wake up and guard Jokic tomorrow. So I think that's another great learning experience for him, as far as what it's like to really play against a back-to-back and against starting centers. So he'll have his work cut out for him again tomorrow, but it's good for him.
I know you guys you're in a point where you're trying to really evaluate and see as many players as you can. What are the challenges for you, though, when you start to put out groups that haven't played together, where you have so much inexperience on the floor and trying to figure out exactly it is what you're seeing?
A lot of it is dependent on the we because of what you said, like we're very aware that there's going to be a lot of mistakes made, and we got to simplify the offense to some basic sets. But what we're looking for is characteristics and as far as the culture that we're continuing to try to build. how are they competing individually as a group? Are they communicating? When things get tough, that's when you really lock in and see how they behave. How are they handling adversity? But it's those groups that have actually played pretty well. So it hasn't been like, oh, all right, we got to stick through this 20-point run the other team's going on. When David and Corey and Tyler have been out there on the floor, that group's actually had a pretty decent plus minus since we got them all here. It's just as far as what we can run and concepts on defense, we have to stick to a pretty basic package.